Hey guys, it's Joe Walker here. In today's video, we're going to take your SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket lolly ollies and turn them into those tasty, level, clean, sensational ollies. Let's get into it. So this video is not for those who are learning how to ollie or wanting to get a more consistent ollie. This is for those who are looking to improve their already consistent ollie. But fear not, if you are learning how to ollie or you're wanting to get a more consistent ollie, I have got you covered. Check out the iCard above. There's an ollie tutorial. We go through the foot positioning and the steps of the ollie in great detail. That video will definitely help you learn how to ollie or get your ollies more consistent. Once you've watched that video and you've put the steps into play and you have a more consistent ollie, that's when you come to this video to improve that consistent ollie, because in this video we're going to go into the granular detail of 3 focus areas: the back foot, the front foot, and the upper body. So this is me doing a stationary ollie, and I'm going to zoom in on the back foot. And if you look closely, after the back foot has popped the board down, it actually leaves the skateboard. Now this is necessary so that it doesn't obstruct the front foot from leveling out the skateboard. If you pop an ollie, and this foot doesn't leave the skateboard, it will rise off the ground, but you're gonna stay like this and then come back down like this. You're gonna pop and come down. If you take this foot off after you've popped, this will happen. You will pop, take this foot off, and when the front foot does its magic, this will find your back foot and catch in the air. You're gonna go from this, raise the foot, level out. The back foot leaving the skateboard, followed by the front foot, which we'll touch on shortly, is allowing the skateboard the room in the air to level out in the air, where it will then be caught by the back foot and both feet will go to the ground together and you'll have a level ollie. So if you are rocket ollieing quite consistently, please consider trying to take your back foot off, really focusing on your pop and releasing your back foot from the board. And I think you'll find that your ollies level out pretty quickly, which is kind of necessary when you take it to moving ollies. Now looking at that exact same footage again, but focusing on the front foot. Now what the front foot does is it starts flat on the board and then it goes on its side and it drags up the skateboard before becoming flat again, leveling out if you've applied step 1, which is to pop your back foot and release it from the board. The board will then put the 2 feet together and level out in the air, and they will go to the ground together. Right guys, so if my hands were feet, we have the back foot and the front foot. So the back foot pops the board up, then the front foot turns on its side, slides up the board to the top pocket where it goes back to flat. Now what happens is when the pop happens, you then drag, and this drags the entire skateboard into the air. And that is about where a rocket ollie would stop, because the back foot would never leave the skateboard, it'd come down to the ground. A more proper ollie, you could call it, would pop up and this would leave the board, and as this is up in the air here following the board up, as you can imagine, the front foot does its thing, drags the board higher into the air, and then goes like this and kind of pushes the board down like this, kind of like on a pendulum. So it's coming up with the board and pushes it down, kind of like pushes it back into focus. But if there was no back foot here, what it'd do is this, and just push the board down like that. You know, that's not good. So if it's coming up with the board and it goes to flat, and then it catches the back foot there, and that is your leveling out. This foot is already level, it's already ready in the air. This foot is driving the board up, and then it levels out and it catches this, and that's your leveling out. down to the ground. Okay, so quickly, pop off, and then drag up, level out, catch, back foot, down, again, pop, bring this hand off foot. Don't do this with your hands. It goes up as this front foot is dragging up the board. It levels out, catches the back foot. They go down together on the bolts. I hope that makes sense. The ollie is broken down into the steps, but the 2 feet are working together. It's not like one does one, the other does the other. There is a sense of that, but without each other doing what they need to do as a team, you're not gonna get a level ollie. It's pop and leave the board, drag up and drag the board up, level out and catch. Both feet have a major part to play in the ollie. Right guys, so we've covered the back foot and we've covered the front foot. Now an area that not many people touch on when we're talking about the ollie is what do you do with your upper body? I see this a lot, that with a lot of tricks, there are quite a number of people who don't focus on what to do with your upper body, and it's very important because your upper body really supports you with board control and balance. I'm gonna roll some footage of me doing a ollie in motion. Now the upper body, what you do with it is exactly the same for a stationary ollie as it is for an ollie in motion. So start with the shoulders. What you're going to want to do is keep your shoulders level. You don't want them flying backwards, you don't want them hunching forwards or anything like that will throw you off balance. Your shoulders should basically be exactly where your bolts are, where your bolts start and where your bolts want to end up. I'm saying it like that, which may be overcomplicating it. Basically, keep your shoulders square. Don't move them. Be relaxed, don't be like tight and tense, but keep your shoulders square over the board. Don't be twisting like this, which can be quite a habit. Say I'm regular, that would be forwards for me, because what I'm doing is perceiving a hazard of falling, especially when you're starting or you're new to skating. I'll be like perceiving a hazard and my body will want to turn me this way. So that's why I like to think about what to do with the upper body, because it gives you that sense of control and it keeps your posture correct for how you should be on a skateboard. Your body is so used to walking, maybe running, jogging, that it will want to do this. A lot of people who bail initially actually bail not hurting themselves at all, but actually just turning and landing their feet on the ground as if they would like just landed a jump. So keep your shoulders square over the bolts. Another thing I find, and you don't have to do this, but if you have a look at my arms, they kind of come into the middle and then they spread out and they kind of just stay about level. And what I've found with most tricks that I'm doing, especially in motion and especially like downstairs or off a ledge or off a box, is that my arms do this and it really helps to control my leg work. My arms are basically doing what my legs are doing, just in arm format. So you don't have to do this. I don't know if this is just me, but maybe try it. You know, if your arms are still or like, you know, like hunched together, or you're like hugging yourself or something, just try like put them out a bit. You know, if you jumped off something, you'd probably raise your arms, and I get the feeling that it's the same sort of thing. So if you were to jump off a ledge or down some stairs, you would use your arms. You wouldn't keep your arms sort of like by your sides in your pocket. So I think the same applies for skateboarding. So focus on keeping those shoulders square and maybe meeting your arms in the center as you bend down, and then spreading everything out as you jump up and execute the trick. So I really hope this video has helped those of you who have a consistent ollie, or you have just learnt to ollie and you've got it down and you're doing it one after the other, and you're thinking, right, how can I improve this ollie? So there are 3 things there that you can focus on. The pop and release your foot from the board, I'd say, is the most important. Just knowing what your front foot needs to do, that's step number 2. Say, sort of, it's flat, it rises the board into the air, it flattens, and that is what sends the board into that pendulum motion where it meets the back foot and levels out in the air and they come down together. And then just having an awareness of what your upper body can be doing to support what's going on the board and on your feet. So if you have any more hints or tips for anyone learning to ollie that I have missed in this video, please do leave it down in the comments below. If you have any hints or tips to help me improve my skateboarding across any of my videos, please do leave that down in any of my comment sections. I am open to feedback, I'm open to constructive criticism, I'm open to just brutal harshness, as long as it helps me to improve my skateboarding. Like I say guys, I really hope this video has helped. If you're working on your ollies and you need some further guidance, please do ask any questions you may have in the comments below and I'll do my very best to support you with that. I want to say a big thank you for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.